From historic Charleston, South Carolina, welcome to Miracles Today with radio and television pastor Clifford A. Whitfield, pastor and founder of the Faith Covenant Christian Center, one of the fastest growing churches in South Carolina. People are being blessed through the ministry of Pastor Clifford A. Whitfield through books, tapes, and gospel literature, and through his weekly radio and television ministry. And now, pastor and teacher Clifford A. Whitfield.
Welcome to the Clifford Whitfield Show. I'm Dr. Clifford Whitfield, pastor and founder of the Faith Covenant Christian Center. We are located 2508 Ashley River Road here in the beautiful city of West Ashley, Charleston, South Carolina. Every Wednesday night we hold Bible studies at 7:30 p.m., Sunday school at 9 o'clock a.m. Our morning worship commences at 10 o'clock a.m. And you are invited to attend. Call a neighbor and a friend and tell them that you're watching the Clifford Whitfield Show. I have with me a gentleman whom I've got to meet, and is a very, very nice gentleman. His name is Mr. Angel Quintero. Welcome to the Clifford Whitfield Show.
My pleasure, sir. Nice to have you.
And tell us something about yourself and why you got involved in this business, because hundreds of thousands of people are now in this business and making good money. It's a beautiful service. The product is great, and I personally, I am committed to this product. I believe it. My family have it. And so tell us about yourself and how did you get involved in this business?
Well, Cliff, first of all, let me thank you for having me on the show and for sharing with your general public exactly my story. My story is why I got started in this business here, because I was a business owner for now, it's been about 24 years now. And I only knew that business is the way to go. How I got introduced to this opportunity was a young lady basically came and asked me for my opinion. Now, mind you, I heard about this opportunity for about 4 years prior, over and over, but basically people were trying to explain it to me instead of just show me something. And I'm more of a visual person, so when I seen it and then I was hearing and put the facts in place and put it all together, I said, wow, this is something that I need. And I figured if it can make sense to me now, it can make dollars for me later just by telling other people. That's how I basically got started.
Wow. Wow. And, because your story is almost like mine, I heard about this opportunity several times. I really just didn't have the time. I was involved with Worldwide Television, Church in Columbia, Church in Charleston. I was just some of everywhere. And I was told that you all were trying to get me, trying to talk to my wife so she can talk to me about at least listening to the business. And I think my wife said, well, I know he doesn't have time because he's doing this. So timing can also be important to people. Is that right?
Well, timing is more important than a lot of things. The timing for everything. I mean, if we were talking about something that, if we would tell you, hey, look, the business right now is in the cell phone industry, you would probably tell me, what do you mean? You can buy a cell phone anywhere. So timing is everywhere. They said, find out where people are going to get there first. That's the key to success.
Exactly.
Right? At that point, you don't have to be good. You just got to be excited and get there first.
Exactly.
And so with this opportunity here, I seen it that it is something that doesn't discriminate. Everybody needed what we had.
Right.
And once I used the service, once I used it, it made all the sense in the world. It made me talk about it.
Right.
It made me talk about it, whether I was with this business or not. I would have told people regardless. So why not make a difference and make income at the same time? But mind you, when I started working through this process, I was already used to business.
Right.
I was already used to business. I owned an auto accessory shop right here on Savannah Highway. I also owned a clothing store by the name of New South downtown. So I was already a business owner. I wanted to be in business. But I didn't have no leverage. It was only as good as I was.
Right.
In the business, I had employees. I paid employees for what they did. When I wasn't there, things didn't work the same. If I went on vacation, I thought about, what are they breaking? What are they stealing? What are they giving away? That's what my mindset was.
Right.
So I knew leverage had to come one way or another, and it happened one day that I was actually, I had a flu, just a basic flu, but I was in bed a couple of days, and And, you know, while you're sitting there or lying there and you're not feeling good, you're looking at it like, and you start rethinking and reflecting back. And I said, you know, how long would I be in this? What happens if I was in bed for 2 months? Would I even be in business?
Right.
And at that moment, my mind started thinking, I got to find something else. I just didn't know what it was. And then I pray for things.
Right.
And pray something, when you pray, sometimes you don't know how they're being answered, but they're always right there in front of you. And it came through, like I said, a young lady that asked me to look at something for her. At that moment, when I looked at it, mind you, before she came to me, her husband came to me. But he was one of these gentlemen that have tried so many different things that after a while I said, no, because the last time you brought me something, then you brought me something else, and you brought me something else. So basically a little bit of his credibility was at stake at this point. Mm-hmm. And his wife came over and she said the magic thing. Why don't you just look at it for me?
Wow.
And tell me, because it just sounds too good to be true. You're a business owner, I'm a college student. Tell me why, it just sounds too good to be true. Tell me why I shouldn't do this. I said, sure, I'll go up there and beat it up.
Right.
And at that moment, I looked at it, and I was like, wow, this makes total sense. This is a brilliant idea.
Right.
You know, I wish I would have invented something like this.
Right. And
I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. And I did it. And by the time you know it, as a single dad now, you know, when I used to always come home from my other business, you know, my kids always looking at me like, you know, because they didn't know what time I was coming home. Because, you know, business.
Oh, yeah, you work a lot of hours.
You got to deal with the business because that pays the bills. But now, you know, for the last 5-6 years, I've been a stay-at-home dad, and it's amazing watching them come through the door from school. So it changes the game.
So this business, you're a stay-home dad, full-time in this business. I mean, can you really make any money in this business? You know, because people talk about, oh, this is a home-based business there, you know, and they're all over the place, all on the internet, and it's some gimmick, and it's some get-rich-quick scheme. So you're telling me that you can actually become a full-time business owner in this business and take care of your entire family?
Definitely. Well, Cliff, did you hear me? I've been home for the last 5 years.
5 years.
You know, I've been home, but the bills kept coming too.
Right.
So something had to be working for me to be able to stay home.
Right.
And what really worked for me more than anything was my desire.
Wow.
My desire. You know, I started looking forward. You know, if I keep doing what I'm doing, then I really leave them in a good place.
Right.
And I really started saying, well, none of my kids can run my business, so apparently not. So if I got sick, I really got injured, you know, nobody can lay me off because I own the business.
Right.
But a lot of things can happen. I didn't know the economy was going to get bad. So look how God was working on me.
Right.
You know, he started setting me up, and something that I was totally uncomfortable with, something that I really didn't understand. Did I have to go through with people telling me it didn't work? Sure, but people told me my last business didn't work.
Right.
And guess what? What didn't work? They didn't work. Mm-hmm. So I knew that as long as I applied myself, I had desire.
Right.
Had desire.
Exactly.
I kept God first.
Mm-hmm.
I just kept going every day and go on faith. You know, sometimes you got to go on faith on a lot of things, but as long as you keep believing in the process. And the good thing about this, I had a team of people around me. Mm-hmm. The people around me that I kept around me is the people that told me keep going.
Right.
The people around me that told me, you know, when you buy people's, opinion, you buy their lifestyle. They told me stuff like that, so I paid attention to what people said to me. Mm-hmm. You know, I started reading, positive things. I started, attending everything. I didn't miss anything. If somebody was training on how to do this, I went. Why? Because if this was going to be my future, why not take the time to work on myself first? Because if I work on myself and I get this right, what we do in our system is so easy that anyone can do. Anyone can do.
Information breeds confidence.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
If you have the information, that's why I can sit here and talk passionately about what we do.
Right.
Because I don't have to think about it. My subconscious already knows that if you say this, I say that. It's already a normal thing.
Exactly.
And we can teach you the same thing. That's the amazing thing about it. I can teach you exactly what to do, what to say, and how to apply it. Residual income, we talked about that.
Right. I mean, that's why I'm in this business.
Well,
I mean, I love the upfront money. And the good thing about this, you make money every day. I mean, I'm not talking about money that you just did today, because we get residual income. Every time I look in my bank book, there's money deposited into my account. Not because of something I've done today, but because something that I did yesterday, yesterweek, yestermonth, yesteryear.
Well, you see the power of that?
Wow.
You're a business owner like I am.
Yes.
So we knew you build a house, you got paid.
Yes.
Well, imagine if you got paid every time they open and close a door, the garage door.
Exactly.
They close a closet door.
Exactly.
Would you build more houses now in that term? Because the economy couldn't hurt you on something like that.
Exactly.
Well, in my business, I did auto accessories. People but now all of a sudden the internet came around. My competitor, I wasn't worried about a shop down the street. Now I was worried about somebody going online. Can you match this price?
Correct.
And it was kind of tough. The margins were smaller. I still had to do the same amount of work. I had to go look for something. I'm just blessed that somebody brought me the right thing.
Right, and we're trying to bring them the right thing.
The right thing.
Oh,
Because
man.
people are going to bring you people are going to bring you a lot of things, and a lot of things you got to do your research here.
Yeah.
Here, we're not asking you to take our advice. Just come look at information and make your own
Exactly.
opinion. You know,
Exactly.
we always ask people. You know, if somebody said, you know, if I gave you $10,000 to jump on a plane without a parachute, you know, you would say, well, that's crazy. But I'll give you $10,000. You'll say that's still crazy. But I said, well, the plane was on the ground at the Charleston airport, and you just kind of walked off. Really, you made a decision basically without all the facts.
Exactly.
Here, it's kind of hard to make a decision on what we're talking about unless you come hear the information. And that's what we're asking you here, to come look at the information, make an intelligent decision, and I guarantee you that you would have exactly the same outcome that we have, because the system doesn't discriminate against anyone.
And this meeting is going to be Saturday morning. That's this coming Saturday morning, 10 o'clock a.m., at the Faith Covenant Christian Center, where they got the opportunity to get involved into this business.
Exactly.
Now, we're going to take a break, and there's a gentleman by the name of Paul Schultz. I mean, this brother got a story, and we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Don't go away.